Welcome, guys. We have, in honor of Jose Mourinho signing with Fenerbahce, we decided to go with a video ranking from worst to best his stints with each team that he coached so far. And I guess we'll see if we agree with the list we found and our comments. So,
Yes.
Efe, I agree with the worst one being Tottenham. I think outside his early career with Benfica, when he coached for a little bit,
Yeah.
this is a team that he hasn't won a trophy with outside of that. And I don't even count Benfica since he was like, that was his first experience.
Hmm.
Tottenham was the only time he actually, being the special one, he hasn't won a trophy with Tottenham. And he had a chance. They fired him right before the game, right before the English League Cup final,
Yeah.
Carabao Cup. He couldn't coach, and they lost with their interim manager that game. So they kind of robbed themselves from a trophy. I think Mourinho would have won that game.
I agree. Because wins trophies wherever he goes, and also, it's just Tottenham being Tottenham. Like you never can win trophies, no trophies in your history, and the one chance you have to win trophies, you fire the coach who's won the most trophies with the clubs that never won trophies or like for a long time. So that's such a Tottenham move. I agree. That's 10th.
Number 9, we have Benfica, and I think
Yeah,
this is accurate.
I think
Uh,
so too.
he was very young. I think he was in his late 30s when he took this job,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't a um, pretty scene for him.
Yes.
And I think he only stayed. Yeah, it says here he only stayed 9 games in charge. So, and after Benfica, he coached a team called União de Leira. Uh, he he actually did a quite. He wasn't there for too long, but he had some promising results and good performance. And honestly, anyway, after that, he got the job at Porto. So that's where his career actually started
Yes.
uprising. Um, Early take, I'll just say my opinion. I think Porto should be number one. We haven't seen this list. I'm just saying ahead of
Yes, I
time.
agree.
From the team that he had and what he won, I think Porto should be number one. I mean, pretty much. I mean, he won a Champions League with uh, upper middle class team, let's say.
Yes.
Um, Number 7, Manchester United.
I don't agree with this.
I think this is also very low. Um,
Yes.
I think United had so many problems. His team wasn't that great, and he won the Europa League and he won the Carabao Cup, and I think he finished second in the Premier League. Yes,
Yes, he finished second in the Premier League.
and which for United, that's the best result they had in how many years since they
I
won
think
that.
ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, they never finished second except for Mourinho's time. Um, and like United has been problematic for a while, right? For a while, ever since they won their last trophy. So this is definitely low. I think it should be either 5 or 6.
Honestly, could be like, let's say, all right. So for me, he's better than Roma. I think United spell was better than Roma.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
With United, he pretty much technically won the Premier League if you think about it, because City was dominating there anyway. Finishing
Yeah.
second there is an achievement itself. And he talks about how the culture is different in City, how they have so many investments, and how the team they had wasn't even a competition for other teams to be able to catch them.
Yes.
Number 6, Roma. Um, in the Serie A, they underperformed, but again, he won the Conference League, and he became the first coach to win every single UEFA competition.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, they lost in 2023, May. They lost a controversial final to Sevilla, where he tried to also. He was very mad at the referee, and he confronted him, and it was like a big deal back then. Um, so again, he won a Conference League. He was on the verge of winning the Europa League the year
Yes.
after. So 6 could be 6 or 7. I think is accurate.
I
Just
think
because,
Roman's definitely 7.
yeah, I think I also would change. I would also change this part where um, United should be definitely higher than Roma. I say.
Yes.
Number 5, Chelsea. I don't know about that. They won 3 Premier Leagues.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. They have the second stint. All right. I'll
Oh, okay. I see.
okay. This is the second time he came. It was actually very strange. Um, It was he came towards the end of 2013, 2014. I remember that, and closed the season. His first full year, they were insane, and he won the Premier League again.
Yeah.
Football Heritage as after start of 2015, 2016, they were one of the worst teams in the league. He was just appointed about the relegation zone, and he got fired, and Gusling replaced him. It was very strange, actually. They pretty much went from winning the Premier League to relegation in
Yeah.
a few months. So it was very strange turnaround. I
I
understand.
don't like. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't like that it is saying like, oh, Chelsea 2033 2015. I think it should be just like Chelsea combined, and that's how we should rank it. I don't like this ranking because of that. Like they just divided the Chelsea journey of Mourinho. So I think Chelsea should be like higher,
Yeah.
but like overall, not just like 2013 2015. I don't want to rank like a specific area. This is a team video. We just rank his teams.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it was Chelsea straight up, but this will be higher in my opinion. But I guess for this video's context, we could keep that there. I honestly, you know what? They won the Premier League, so I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Number 4. All right. I guess since the other three, I know which one's going to be better. I guess, but I think this is one of the most underrated managerial performances of all time because I know it's Real Madrid, but Real Madrid, when he went there, had to fight against the best team ever, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
So, and even with that, he was able to steal La Liga from Barcelona. And in a year where Barcelona was really strong, they won with, I think it was like how Turkish League was this year. It was Real Madrid and Barcelona all the way to the end with really high points. Actually, let's look actually. And he was able to win in a very high finishing season.
I agree. Honestly, like with Messi there, I think Ronaldinho and Eto was there too at the time.
No. That was after the team they had. Yeah, so that year they had 100 points and Barcelona had 91. So he
Yeah.
won the league by 9 points, where Barcelona had 91 points. So like it's not like Barcelona was underperforming. They had a good season.
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid just was insane, and they scored 121 goals this year in La Liga. Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So no, this is the team. This is a team that had Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, and then top 3 was Messi, David Villa,
David Villa. Okay, I see.
and Pedro,
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right.
all in their prime. Um, Puyol Pique, center backs, Victor Valdes, Dani Alves, and I think left back then. This was before Jordi Alba. I'm pretty sure. I think it was right before Jordi Alba actually.
Are you talking about 2010 or like 2000? Are you talking about 2010, right when he first came in?
Yeah, like and then 11, 12. I think left back was actually Eric Abidal.
Yes, Abidal. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is very fair. Just won La Liga, and I think they also won the Copa del Rey once. But anyway, like this is a team with Mesut Özil, Angel Di Maria, Khedira Xabi Alonso. I remember Casillas, Sergio
Yeah.
Ramos, Pepe, Marcelo. I think right back was actually Arbeloa back then. But yeah, this is actually, I think, fair. Do you agree with 4, Real Madrid?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
So I assume 3 is going to be Chelsea. Oh no,
What?
I don't agree with this.
No, definitely not.
I think this is. I think this is one.
I think it's one too.
This is one of the greatest stories in the football history, in my opinion. Winning a Champions League with Porto, when there
Yeah.
are so many very, very, very strong teams like Real Madrid, Manchester United, Bayern, or Juventus back then. Yeah, I don't agree with this.
You know what he did? And for the viewers, you probably know, but for Porto when they went to Champions League, right? They're like looking at the who's gonna face who, and they're waiting for it to be announced. And Mourinho kept saying, "Oh, I want Manchester United. I want Manchester United, right?" Because Manchester United at the time was the strongest team in the Champions League. So he kept saying to the players, "I want United. I want United. I want to beat them. I want to beat them." Right. So the players are thinking after a while. They're like brainwashed. They're like, okay, like. We want United. We want to beat the best team, so then it'll be easier. Like we're so good that we can beat United. So they believe they can beat United. Mourinho basically brainwashed them, and then I don't think United came, but which was good. But I think they matched later. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, Porto Champions League. I don't think any manager will be able to do anything like this probably anytime soon.
Let's look at the actually tournament three. I'm curious now. You brought it up.
Yeah,
Um,
like while you look at it with his team guys, that team he has, like there were so many better teams, squad wise, with their like squad value, player quality. You know, there were some teams that were playing together for a while, like teammates.
yeah. So
So yeah,
Porto that year in the group stage, they were in the same group with Real Madrid, Marseille, and Partizan, and they actually finished second behind Real Madrid. And
okay, that's fair.
advanced knockout stage. On the knockout stage, Porto first round actually played. Yeah, they played United in the first round,
Yes, they did.
and they beat them at home 2-1 and tied the second game 1-1 and went through.
And
And
with the 2-1, by the way, it was 1-1 at one point, right? And he was like, I was just waiting for the right moment. So they didn't attack. They were just like playing it safe. And then Mourinho said, now, like attack now. Because he was like, you just feel it, you know, when you're in there, you just feel the fans, you just feel the atmosphere, you feel when your team can score a goal. And when he said now, like 2 minutes after they scored, and it was 2-1. Yes, continue.
then they beat Lyon in quarterfinals. Also, guys, like this is like prime Lyon. Like they had Juninho and stuff. Like these teams
Yeah,
were
they
good.
used to be really good.
And semifinal, they beat Deportivo La Coruña. And I remember the Deportivo team back then was this is their prime Deportivo. They actually beat Milan on the quarterfinal, and they lost the first game 4-1. They
Hmm.
won the second game 4-0 at home and went through. And they beat them in semifinal, and on the final, they back then still Monaco was a great team back then.
Oh, they were disgusting, dude.
Yeah, so they beat Monaco in the final and won the trophy. So, and for you guys' context, Monaco beat Real Madrid in the quarterfinal, for example, that year. So like they were really strong, and then they beat Chelsea in the semifinal. So,
Yeah,
um, but yeah, so that's their run. Um, I think this should be number one. FA
I
agrees with
agree.
two. In I agree with. I would. This is also great, especially how they won the Champions League against the Barcelona side was very impressive.
Yes.
They did what they had to do, and actually after the Champions League final, he left for Real Madrid. And I remember him crying. He could, and
Oh yeah.
they won the Champions League final, and he couldn't even get in a team bus because it was like very sad. He was leaving.
Yeah,
Um,
he basically said if I went to the locker room, I wouldn't go to Real Madrid. So I just like left, and then I saw one of my players, and they just like hugged, cried, and no words was said, and then he just left.
yeah, that's a very emotional ending for him. And they won the Serie A, obviously, with that team back to back years. Um, Chelsea number one. I don't know why this is number one, although obviously he won two straight Premier Leagues, and he had like an iconic sentence like the don't please don't call me arrogant, but I'm a European champion. I think I'm a special one. He was right, but still, I feel like what Porto did with Porto was outrageous. So it has to be number one in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would put Inter over Chelsea just because he won the Champions League and the league. With Chelsea just won the league twice, obviously, big accomplishment. And this was when he became Jose Mourinho really strongly. Jose Mourinho, he became a special one. But
Yes.
still, I feel like Porto should be one, Inter should be two, and then Chelsea should be three. So,
Okay, so basically, I think we were saying the same thing here. Porto 1, Inter 2, Chelsea 3, Real Madrid 4. What was it? 5 is United. What we said no. What was it?
yeah, five is at Chelsea because he won the Premier League with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but that doesn't matter. Keep Chelsea as like together, right?
Okay,
So
so
there's like
five,
one team.
5 United,
United, 6 Roma,
7 becomes this team, União da Leira, 8 becomes
8
Benfica,
Benfica. Yes.
and then last team is Tottenham.
There you go, guys. That's our ranking of Mourinho's teams. Please let us know what you agree with. We didn't agree with that list, but we have the same opinion on this one with Ömer. And we'll see you on the next one.
Fenerbahce will be one in 3 years. So
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. We'll
spoiler.
see.